Yeah, I think a lot of it is a hard conversation to have sometimes, especially with somebody that's accustomed to a certain income that may be higher than others. They're used to spending X amount of dollars every single month, and then all of a sudden they find themselves in a hole that they have to get themselves out of. And it's a hard conversation sometimes to say, hey, you really need to cut back.
Welcome to the Financial Foundations Podcast, your gateway to the fascinating realm of finance, brought to you by Base Wealth Management. In this show, we delve deep into the world of money, guided by seasoned experts who will unravel the complexities of finance and provide you with invaluable insights and practical advice. Now, here are your hosts, Dustin Taylor and Alex Wolf.
Welcome back to the Financial Foundations Podcast, brought to you by Base Wealth Management, where we are the foundation to your financial plan. I'm your host, Dustin Taylor.
I'm your co-host, Alex Wolf, Certified Financial Planner.
Today we have on Base Wealth Management Advisor Kyle Howell to kick off Season 2, and he's going to be telling you a little bit about why he became a financial advisor and also talk to you about budgeting. So let's go ahead and get started. Kyle, how did you become a financial advisor? What inspired you?
Well, first off, thanks for having me. Happy to be here. As far as getting into finance, back in my 20s, I had been into race cars and spending a lot of money and putting things on credit cards that probably shouldn't have been done. And I found myself in a lot of debt, and I wanted to do something about it. And I went to work for a company called T. Rowe Price and got 4 different licenses in 50 different states, and decided I wanted to do a little bit more for the people I was talking to on the phone, and wanted to leave and go out on my own and become a financial advisor and help people not make the mistakes that I made.
Kyle, thanks for joining us. I think that's a great way to get involved in the industry is, wanting to help others. And a lot of that is through situations that we go through on a day-to-day basis in our lives, or a family or friend that you've seen go through some struggles in their finances, and helping out and giving them some, good suggestions and recommendations and guidance, and then expanding that into working with people that you don't know, but providing a meaningful impact in their lives and being able to share the experiences that you've had personally goes a long way with making those connections with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of Kyle's favorite things is to focus on budgeting with his clients, and I think that desire to help people can go a long way. So can you talk a bit about your process whenever sitting down with someone to do a budgeting plan? Like, what's the first meeting look like?
Yeah, sure. So whenever we get into our first meeting, I introduce them to our financial planning software, which also takes them through a budgeting platform. So what we do is we link their whole financial picture into one login. So we link your bank accounts, we link your credit cards, we link your IRAs, your 401ks. The main focus is on the bank accounts and the credit cards to track all the spending. So where's that spending going? Where's every dollar, every cent going every single month? You've got a certain amount coming in, and then you've got money going out. Where's that money going out?
Where do you find the money's going? Like, what are the things that you see when you work with multiple people in these households on what they're spending money on? Or are there any surprises or any reoccurring transactions that you see over and over?
Yeah, the big thing is we're looking at our daily living expenses. First of all, what are the things that have to be paid every single month? And then where are the leaks? Where's that extra money going that should be going to maybe saving for the future? A lot of what we're seeing is shopping. Amazon creeps up on us every single month, right? Subscriptions. Subscriptions are another big one that, it's only $10 a month, but when you have 5, 6, 7 of them, that really eats into the budget every month.
So Kyle, when you sit down and you're looking over those transactions with the client or the family, what is that discussion like when you're talking to them about their spending habits and where that money is going?
So a lot of that really depends on their savings, first of all. Are they already putting money away? Or are they not putting money away? For instance, just one recently, she's already putting money away, but she's found herself in a lot of debt. So we're trying to get her out of debt while saving at the same time, right? So we look at the spending categories. This data feed from the bank and the credit cards, it automatically categorizes every single transaction and puts it into the category within the budget. So we can see, is she spending money in fast food and convenience? Is she spending money on clothing Is she spending money on going out to eat, things like that? And now we can really narrow down, where can we cut the fat? Where can we save money that we're spending too much on this one category, that now we can redirect that to savings for the future, whether it's a short-term goal as far as you need to buy a car in a couple of years, are we looking to put a down payment on a house, or are we just strictly looking for retirement?
Do you find that conversation difficult? Or are you trying to help them understand their spending habits or change some processes that they've over time developed in reducing spending in some of those more what you'd call fun spending categories?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is a hard conversation to have sometimes, especially with somebody that's accustomed to a certain income that may be higher than others. They're used to spending X amount of dollars every single month, and then all of a sudden they find themselves in a hole that they have to dig themselves out of. And it's a hard conversation sometimes to say, hey, you really need to cut back. You're falling behind. You're 35, 40 years old. You should be at this net worth. You're not there. We need to figure out how to get you there. The only way to do that is to cut back on the spending and start saving more.
In my experience, when I've had these conversations with the clients as well, I think it's important, and they trust you and your advice. They're paying for your services, and they trust you for the guidance you're providing. But I also see this across multiple income levels. It's not just like your high income earners or your low income earners. It's across the spectrum. And as you mentioned, it's become so easy to use a credit card, and we have online shopping, we have retail all over the place, and eating out has become expensive, especially with inflation creeping up this year. Everything is more expensive across the board, and we're starting to see these budgeting conversations more frequently. Is that in your experience as well?
Yeah, absolutely. In the past, I'd say really 3 years, my business has been more geared towards budget planning. So I've had a lot of these conversations, especially in the last year with inflation hitting so hard.
In your experience, how important is budgeting in your overall financial plan to create, I guess, that holistic plan?
Well, it's extremely important. We have to focus on saving first and spending what's left over versus trying to just spend whatever we want to spend every month and try to save what's left over. So having these conversations around budgeting, it's extremely important to make sure that clients understand the only way to get from point A to point B is to follow a plan.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think it's one of the central parts of the overall financial picture, because you can't save more if you're not focusing on what you're spending money on. And one way to be able to save more, whether it be in a retirement account or just in a savings or even a brokerage account, is understanding how much you can save additionally into those accounts.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's been plenty of instances where we found a couple $100, and then there's been a handful that we found $2,000 every single month that is just being wasted, and we can now start to put that towards savings for the future.
What about now that we're in a new year, taking this month of January and looking over your credit card transactions, your bank statements, to find some of those things that you're paying for that maybe you're not using? Like, people bought gym memberships but maybe didn't go to the gym all last year, or other subscription services. You think that now is kind of a good time of the year to start?
It's always a good time of year. It doesn't matter if it's January or November, right? We got to fix the leaks.
Definitely agree.
I want to reiterate the fact that whenever you're doing budgeting for people, it's not like you're sending them a spreadsheet estimate to fill it out. I mean, it's way more advanced than that. You're using powerful software to link all their accounts together.
Right.
So what can they do to get started?
Well, first step is to obviously book an appointment. Once we get that appointment on the books and we know what we want to talk about, that's how we're going to get started. We're going to get you set up on the website. And once you're all set up on the website, then I'll show you how to link all your accounts and everything. And then from there, since that data starts feeding back 90 days, now we can create a budget based on previous data that's already there.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. You can book an appointment with Kyle at basewealthmanagement.com. He will definitely be back on the podcast later this year.
Kyle, thanks for joining. Had a great time today and hope to see you on more podcasts with us.
Absolutely. Thank you both, Alex and Dustin. Appreciate it.
If you would like more financial insights and information, you can visit our website at basewealthmanagement.com.
You can also send us your questions. You can email those to our inbox at question@basewealthmanagement.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite listening app.
I'm Dustin Taylor.
I'm Alex Wolf.
And happy listening.
We hope the expertise shared by our hosts, Dustin Taylor and Alex Wolf, has left you feeling empowered and informed. If you're eager for more financial wisdom, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share the show with your friends, family, and colleagues. Until next time, stay sharp in the world of finance.